It was time to get the car out and get it ready for our second test session. I put it on the laptop earlier in the day and I pulled a few degrees of timing out down low to try to reduce wheel speed and to stop us from spinning the damn tires off in our 60 foots. That's where we're having the most problem right now. So I pulled the timing out, made a couple other changes in the laptop. I went out back, pulled PSI from the tires and pulled PSI from the air shocks. I was hoping these things would allow us to make a pretty decent lick off the first 60. It ended up being wrong, but that was my goals and intentions here. So we get the car all warmed up and set up and get it ready to go out and make some hits. Alright guys, about 9 o'clock out here. We're about to make our second test and tune session. So I threw a little bit of a different tune-up on it, pulled some timing out of the lower RPM area. Hopefully we can stop some of that tire spin off the line. I also dropped the tire pressure way down in both the rear tires. About, I don't know, I think it's set at like 20 right now. We're gonna start there and see. We'll probably drop it a little bit more, but we're gonna see what that does. I want to be able to keep a grasp on what this tuning's doing, so I don't want to go too dramatic on the tire pressure change. I don't want to go too crazy on the tuning either with the timing. So like I said, we pulled a couple degrees out. Well, not a couple, we probably pulled 8 degrees out in that area where we kept spinning that. Hopefully what that'll do is keep us from freaking losing traction when we take off, and we'll be able to make a good hit and then pick that power back up and not lose the wheels. So we're gonna make these hits and see what happens. We'll probably go make 2 and 2 again like we did the other night, a couple 60 footers and a couple full passes, and see how she does. About to go make our first couple 60-foot pulls. See how this thing does with the new tune-up, the tire PSI adjusted. Or we'll probably make 2 60-footers and then 2 full pulls as long as the 60s go okay. And then we're gonna come back and check out the footage and see how it looked on the tune-up and see how everything played out suspension wise. I didn't really change anything with that. I dropped the PSI and the air shocks again, took all the air out. So we'll check out the weight transfer, we'll check out the wheel speed, make sure we're not blowing the tires off the line. And as long as our first pass goes good, we'll go make a couple full passes. We'll come back and check it out. Just got out here at our first test spot. We're about to make the first 60-foot pull. See how she does. Looks like there's some people still out here in this complex, so I have to be careful. But make our first 60-footer here. I'll make one more after that, and then we're gonna move on and make 2 full pulls. Alright, about to make our first 60-foot pull. Warm these tires up first. Second pull here, warm the tires up. Try to come off a little easier this time so we don't spin. tires off that time, so it's always a plus. Alright, so our second 60 was a lot better than the first one. We're going to go make a couple full pulls down here on the street now. See how she does. Pull up to our second test spot here. I gotta be careful. I just peeped that I'm running low on gas, so we might only be able to make one hit over here. We'll see. I'm gonna check my gas gauge after the first hit. If we can make two, I'm gonna make two. But we still got some traffic out here too, so I have to be careful doing this. But make the first hit, we'll see how the gas looks, and we might make a second, maybe not. We'll see. Down here at our second test spot. Decent pavement. No rubber on it though or anything like that. But pretty good concrete. About to make our couple passes here. See how it goes. Make our first full pass over here. Warm these tires up. Yes, it does. Definitely got better with the tune-up and tire pressure on the launch. Second pass here. That was a pretty good pull. I just shut it down a little bit earlier. There was a car coming. I didn't want it to be sitting out. So. Pretty good pull though. just got back from our test and tune session. I was pretty happy with what we did today for making some pretty minor changes. I said I pulled a little bit of timing out and changed the tire PSI out back, and it reacted pretty well. Definitely was able to get into a little bit harder off the line without it spinning. But I think we need to make a couple adjustments to the fuel pressure and maybe the carburetor. And I'm still going to play around with the timing a little bit more and the tire pressure too. I'll probably take that down maybe a couple more PSI. I mean, I don't want them sitting on flat, but try to get as much surface volume in that tire as we can. Obviously, there ain't much to work with back there. Them things are damn near slicks, and they ain't supposed to be. That's a street tire. It's a regular ass car tire, so try to make do with what we got here. Try to tune this thing accordingly. You know, the car looks slow right now, and it is slow right now, but you also, we're out here testing and tuning to build a baseline of where to go. So, yeah, it is slow now, but it's not going to be. But you got to start somewhere, and you have to have a baseline of something to go off of, or else when you tune, you don't know what you're really doing. So you got to go in increments, and you got to start somewhere. So that's what we're doing here, and trying to get ready for this weekend to race this 300, and we're making good progress. We're gonna come back at it probably tomorrow, make a couple other changes, go back out and test.